I want to open up with. I feel like a lot of especially barbers do, like they think that content fixes a bad business. Doing content online does not fix a bad business. It just amplifies what's already there.
True.
What would you say? Right.
Yeah, I agree.
Right. So like most barbers think that by posting videos it's supposed to fix bad pricing, fix bad professionalism. None of that is promised when you post content, because content in reality is just leverage, and it's not a miracle. It's not meant to amplify the bad shit, right? Especially if you're going in the wrong direction. Well, right. Because when you skip the fundamentals and you're only doing you're only going in the direction of burnout, and burnout sucks, right? So welcome back, guys. In this episode we're both going to be breaking down the biggest traps that barbers fall into, why most barbers quit before they even let momentum even like build up, right? And what growth actually costs you, especially when you're an actual human. Everybody thinks that we just cut hair. Well, no, we don't. So today I'm joined here with one of my great friends, Robby Blends. Really appreciate you for coming out, dude.
Pleasure, brother.
Really, really appreciate you coming out, just because well, you're in LA now, right?
Yeah, I moved to LA February of this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's only been it's about to be a year, which is
Coming up.
it's great.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of growth, I'm sure, right? So
Definitely.
but
yeah.
I've known Robby for about 4 to 5 years now.
About 4 years.
About 4 to 5 years now?
Yeah, 4 or 5. Yeah. Hitting on 5.
Yeah. It's I met him through mentorship. So we both know what pressure feels like. It could be one of those things where it gets a little scary, like we both see the industry from the same angles and different angles. I'm from Los Banos and he's from Stockton, so this is where Two Night connects, right? So let's get started, dude. So you said you moved to LA. Why the move?
I wanted growth, and we were talking about pressure, and in my mentality, pressure builds diamonds. So
love that.
I got real comfortable in Stockton, charging what I was charging, and I feel like I elevated pretty fast in my business through the mentorship that we did have. And yeah, there was a lot of roadblocks that kept occurring, and so in my pursuit of personal development, I wanted to challenge myself.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And I'm a big advocate for that, just because like it's really easy to be booked up at $30 a haircut, especially as a barber. Would you say it's like, especially when you do content, right?
Yeah, for sure.
It's fairly easy to be, So when going up on pricing, that challenged me, especially here in a small town. Los Banos is like a fraction of what Stockton is.
Yeah.
And so I understand, dude. I understand the pressure. It's a lot. We'll definitely get into more into that. But I really want to get into, and I'll really unpack everything. What was going through your mind when you said, okay, LA's a move? But I guess for the viewers, what was the expectations versus the reality of the big move? Like what did you expect from to happen right away?
I expected faster growth. I chose LA because like I said, I was doing a lot of personal development.
Right.
And where business development led me was more so personal development, because our mentor taught us that you don't have business problems, you have personal problems that bleed into your business.
Yeah, dude.
And so when I started exploring that and getting to the root of why I was making choices, it led me to more so like leadership and emotional intelligence.
Okay.
To be able to even as an entrepreneur, that, like you said, the pressure, it's scary, all of these things, dealing with the unknown. And if you can't hold your emotions in a way that's productive, and you're overrun by them, then you're going to be ineffective. You're not going to make as much money. You're going to be reacting to things as opposed to responding. And so when I went to LA, I chose LA because I was doing so much work over there. I was doing like workshops and all that kind of stuff. And so I kept traveling. And my initial intention was to move to New York. And I had so much.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah.
And I was expecting so much that I like the barrier to entry. Like I was like, oh, I got to save this much and blah, blah, blah. And my nephew was like, nah, bro, you don't need that much. Just jump and do it. And there was always that fear of like, oh shoot, like,
Of course,
how-
right? It's,
you know?
fear is gonna be there no matter what you do. I mean, especially now opening up the barbershop, like I had the fear of, what if it doesn't work? Well, fuck. What if our mentorship didn't work? I still fucking did it. You know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So your nephew's right. You just gotta jump in, especially when I definitely think that when you're the most scared, I think that's the most. I think that's when it's more important for you to jump.
Yeah, I agree.
Because one, it's really important to you, especially because if you're scared, then it has
It's a signal.
Yeah, it must mean it's that important to you, right?
Yeah. I live by a saying, the treasure you seek is in the cave you fear most.
I love that. Dude,
Yeah.
that's sick. I love that. Give me chills.
Yeah.
I love that. That's sick. Just because, like, I mean, like this year alone has been like the year for me to like, a year for me to like I've stretched so much from just being a shop owner opposed to just like doing content by myself at a private suite. Like the shop stretched me out so much this year.
I remember when you were just fathoming it, like you were just thinking like, oh, I want to open up a shop.
Yeah. And at first, you know, I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to do it because of but in my back of my mind, I was like, Puck, this is what you wanted to do for the longest time. Like, why are you running in circles around it? You know, you want to do it. So, do it. And like now the thought process behind the shop was, well, if I can scale my business to XYZ,
Yeah,
why can't I do it on a bigger scale?
for sure.
You know, obviously it's going to be a lot more work, but because of the hard work, I'm going to make more money because of that.
For sure.
You know, and I'm willing to do it, right?
Yeah.
Of course, that goes back to you. Like, you're willing to put in the actual work. I'm sure you lost all your, obviously you lost all your clients.
Not necessarily.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like when you moved to LA, you didn't lose any clients at all?
Not
Or-
well, like I didn't have any clients in LA, but you know, honestly, I've been making it work. Like this year transition, because sometimes I wouldn't have clients in LA, and I found moments to make my way back home. So I would create opportunities like teaching at classes or like, you know,
I love
teaching
that.
a class.
I haven't seen your stories.
You know what I mean? So like
Yeah.
I was hustling, bro. Like,
Right.
and then I would tell my clients, I had my whole booking list because I already had connection with these people. They found me online, so it's like they found me through there. So it was like the navigating between those struggles of like, I have 2 booking apps and like, how do I consolidate or how do I leverage? So at one point I had 2, I had 1, and then I'm like, oh, I'm going back and I have already my list of booking right here. Why not just hit them up?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm coming back. I was thinking about you, you know? And there's like more grassroots strategies and tactics that you could leverage and utilize that work. But if you're like, you're talking about scale, how much do you want to make? And what is your desires? Where do you want to go? How do you create the infrastructure to meet the demand of that scale?
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
That always came back to my mind. In the back of my mind, like I heard our mentor's voice. Like, you have to be crystal clear on what you want.
Yeah.
If you're not crystal clear on what you want, you're not gonna get anywhere. Like, you're just gonna be running around in circles, and
honestly, on that note, the growth that I've seen in you, because I remember you'd always have this crazy intuition, and this is what I'm talking about, like personal development, where it's like you kind of knew what thread you wanted to go along, but then because of the fear and the doubt, you would hesitate.
Yeah.
The second you started trusting yourself, bro, you created that momentum. And now it's like, oh, I'm gonna just start a podcast. Oh, I'm gonna open up a shop. You know, like you just kept going.
dude, in the podcast, the way it happened was, it wasn't like, I've always wanted to have a podcast, bro. I've always wanted to, like, because I have a voice. I like talking to people. You
Yeah.
know? And like one of my other mentors told me, he goes, just imagine if you were to record every other conversation you were gonna have anyways.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
for sure.
You know, at first it was really scary, bro. Like you'd be surprised, bro. Like getting in front of a camera is not easy.
It's not easy, but you have the reps because we you know, we know this.
Yeah.
This is all media, bro.
Yeah, this is our lane, pretty much. If
This
you think
is-
about it, like what we were taught, bro. That shit was
Yeah.
like,
The environment that we put ourselves in and in the context, like we definitely, like that's the whole point. I'm gonna just say Deluxe, you feel me? Our mentor, one of our mentors, right? Deluxe, his mentorship, elevated mentorship.
that shit, dude.
It elevated your mentality because you're not just thinking like a barber anymore, you know? And that's the most powerful thing, is to create
And the way, I'm never gonna forget.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna forget getting my face bashed in.
I mean, but that comes with it.
That comes with it, dude.
with it.
That shit, and like it took
I
me-
needed that.
I needed that.
I
I needed that, dude. I'm right there with you. I definitely needed that.
Yeah.
And it's gotten to the point now where nothing, nobody, like as far as negativity or feedback comes now, there's nothing that can shake me now.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's cool. You think, is that what you think? All right, watch this. I remember Daniel saying all of that all the time. Well, all right, watch this.
Yeah.
And that's literally what dude, that shit was instilled in me. And like now it's like whenever I get a negative feedback or whatever, it's like, all right,
Yeah.
watch this. I don't have to convince you. I'm gonna show you at this point.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of the things that I've loved about the mentorship was, I mean, after the fact, right? Because then in the fact, it's like, fuck, like,
Yeah, but you like the thing is about mentorship, right? And that's like where you put yourself in that position too, owning a shop and then getting into education, right? It's like you don't need to know everything, but you need to know enough to get that person to that next level,
100%,
right?
yeah.
And you could only take them as far as you've gone. And so he's gone there with himself and he goes there with you, and then now you know how to access that. And that's why mentorship's so important, is because
definitely.
people hold you to a higher standard. People hold you to a higher
Dude.
perspective.
Like, especially here, like we're running a shop now. I definitely think that the barbers that were here at some point, and this is no disrespect to nobody, but I definitely think they couldn't keep up with the standard that I'm pushing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm gonna tell you, it's a high standard compared to the average. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Because of the like where the industry is evolving, and this, I feel like this is the difference between schooling and education. The schooling system standards is to keep everything sanitized, right?
Yeah.
And so that's all they're pushing, but they're not teaching artistry. They're not teaching business,
Right.
marketing, all of those things. And yes, I mean, I have this conversation with a lot of my friends, where it's like, what is the responsibility, of the person who wants to get educated, and expand their knowledge and expertise.
100%, bro.
You know what I mean? And how much are you willing to pay that price to evolve and grow? Because a lot of people aren't willing to pay the price, not even just financially, but even in the work.
Even in the work, dude. And then like now that I coach barbers online and I see what he was trying to say, like, I see what he means by the barberish mentality. I see it now, and now I know why he was so hard on what he was, his messaging. It was very clear.
He had to stand for what he believed the barber industry should be.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love the passion.
I love it too, bro. I love it too. It took me especially after the altercation and all that other stuff or whatever. I don't want to get into that right now, but I definitely see what he was trying to say.
I think it was more so misalignment of like, priorities, or I think it's common for people, and I think relationships tough, and I like I said, I don't think that mentorship is for everybody.
No,
but I think the beautiful thing nowadays is that there's so much access to information and knowledge, and maybe that teacher isn't what the type of teacher that's going to support you.
100%.
I needed tough love.
I needed tough love.
I needed tough love.
Yeah, dude. Like I don't like someone telling me, "Oh, this is good, bro," when in reality is dog shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I need a harsh reality check.
Like you need to tell me that this is not working, because if it's not working, I want to fix it.
I want to know. I don't want to just be sitting at 800 views.
This is great. Great content. I definitely want to really go back to your experience in LA before we continue on to the content, because I love. We can go on and on.
We can go on and on. Yeah.
But let's pivot back a little bit real quick. So back from Stockton to LA. So you were in LA. You were starting over from scratch. Obviously not from scratch, but from experience.
It was for sure.
Like now you know exactly what to do, like how to be clear on your marketing, what you want, what type of client you want, because a lot of barbers aren't clear. What type of clients they want. Like I always tell my barbers here, especially. If you don't like doing a specific haircut, stop posting that specific haircut. People are going to associate you. Oh, the Edgar God is going to be so and so because you keep posting that fucking haircut. So my next question for you would be, what actually worked for you in LA? Once everything settled, the dust settled, what actually worked for you?
Posting.
Let's go.
Simple.
Let's go.
Posting.
Let's go. Let's go.
But the thing is, like, it's as simple as that. And that, like, really it's being able to put myself out there and market, post. I mean, it boils down to that, putting myself out there.
Right.
You
No,
know.
yeah. And but you believe it or you'd be surprised, bro. A lot of barbers can't put themselves out there because they're scared of what people are gonna say about their work. But in reality, it's like you might need that reality check for people to tell you. It's again a signal, right?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so now my next question is, so that's what's working, right? Which is great. And I'm a firm believer that your marketing will be the key factor to where you are at in your business.
For sure.
Right. So what are you still navigating right now? Like what is LA looking like for you right now?
It's grown a lot. In a year, I'm super grateful for what I've been able to accomplish, you know.
Awesome. Awesome.
And I don't think the fruits of my labor are fully sown yet. So yeah, so I'm still planting, you know, and still building. And I feel like the challenge that I'm experiencing, even in regards to posting, is scale. You know, like I think it's always been a challenge for me to be consistent with quality. You know, because sometimes I just feel like I'm posting to post, which is like yeah.
So I'm in other mentorships now.
Yeah.
And there's this one dude that I talk to. I've talked to before. His name is Caleb. He's worked with Gary V and Alex Hormozy. I don't know if you know who Caleb is.
I'm probably familiar. Yeah.
Yeah, I love this.
Cool.
The way this. Yeah. So I was on one of his webinars, and he was explaining that barbers, well, people that are in business need to figure out what works first. So take the video that did the most and apply the 70-20-10 rule. 70% of your content needs to be that.
Yeah.
Because I was doing the same thing what you were doing. I felt like I was just posting to post.
Yeah.
My posting was scattered everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, so now I know what I need to post. It's beards. I'm the beard guy.
For sure.
As much as I was stubborn about it, I'm the beard guy.
Yeah.
You know?
But step one is you need to be able to test to know what works.
Exactly.
So,
that was my next point.
Yeah.
That was my next point. You need to figure out what works, and that way you can make iterations of that, which is the 20%.
Exactly. Yeah.
Make iterations of the 70%, and then 10% is just shit that you don't know that might work.
Exactly.
Like, you don't know, like, for example, this podcast is 10% of my 70-10. You know, it falls in line with that. Why? Because I just don't know what's gonna work at that 10%. Like, you know.
Well, I think it's all an investment of time, energy, and focus, right? So when you are pouring into, this is probably a new venture for you, right? But because you've already established yourself and your business, your systems, your infrastructure for your barbering business, you know, so now it's like, we're talking about scale, right? And if you want scale, you want exposure, you want to expand the type of clientele that you're able to access or the value that you're able to provide in terms of your offer. So in terms of this is a new venture.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And
this is 10%. So now you're putting
And I know my 10% is working because I posted a video the other day of me talking about how barbers are the only people in business that get shamed for wanting more money. My main thing was, okay, so you're telling me that people that go to school and get a degree, the reason why they get a degree is to get a high paying job. They get more money. You're at a job for so long, well, you get a promotion. What happens to the promotion? You get more money. My main point of the video was like when barbers decide to take themselves serious, level up on their craft, take price raise, we're the only ones that are money hungry. One of the locals here in town, it was expressing to me that barbering wasn't made to make more than lawyers do or more than doctors or whatever.
I mean, I wouldn't agree with that.
Me either. I 100% disagree with that. I was telling him, I'm like, look, like at the end of the day, you know, there's Gucci and there's Ross. There's two markets. At the end of the day, one doesn't cancel out the other. The different market, different people. If you don't if you don't agree with me, that's totally okay. I'm okay if you don't want to pay $100 a haircut. That's totally okay.
For sure. Yeah.
You know, I don't think everyone should pay $100 for a haircut. I do think that if you value the service, cool.
For sure. I think it's especially because barbering is a one-to-one business. You don't need to serve every client.
No, 100%.
So the point is to find clientele. If you have to be able to access the clientele that value your service and offering.
Yeah. 100%.
And that's the only problem you need to solve with barbering in order for you to scale your business.
1,000% correct.
You know, so if you can't find clients, scale.
That's a business problem that I have.
Yeah.
Right. And he was also expressing that people in my city are only making 60K a year, that they can't afford that. And I'm like, well, I'm not excluding anybody, because people can't afford a lot of things, but people still do it.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to exclude anyone just because they make 60K a year. Doesn't mean they don't want nice things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everyone wants nice things.
Everybody wants nice things. Yeah.
At the end of the day, environment doesn't change. It just exposes everything. Everything.
Well, as you scale, you're more exposed.
Oh, 100%.
That's the truth of it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be blunt. Like one of my goals is to charge $200 a haircut. That is my ultimate goal. That is my finish line. $200 a haircut, $100, 100 clients a month. Dude, like, I'm not for everyone. Again, I get to focus on my education. I get to focus on the podcast. I get to focus on talking to people like yourself. I you know what I mean? Like, there's more depth to me and to yourself too than just cutting hair. You know, I'm sure you're not. I'm sure cutting hair is one vehicle, but to you, the next thing is,
honestly, barbering has always been a platform. So like when I've like the adjustment of time and priorities. Moving to LA wasn't just about barbering. Like, I was doing a lot of the emotional intelligence, but I went to school out there from 2015 to 2019 in Ventura County. And I know LA folk aren't like, that's not LA. That's like 30 minutes from Hollywood, bro. And I know they're like, Hollywood in LA, but I'm from NorCal, bro. So like
to me, it's fucking LA.
It's
bro.
LA. So
to me, it's fucking LA.
I would go to the city at times, and I'm used to this vibe, but I ended up moving back from COVID, but I was so passionate about music. I was legit like,
I'm really telling me about that.
Yeah. I was doing so much. I studied math and music, and I didn't want to do math, or I didn't want to pursue math, but I was mainly doing music, and I studied abroad in West Africa, did all these things.
That's so cool. You went to West Africa.
That's
so cool, dude.
Yeah. So then I ended up moving back, and I was like, how am I gonna make money? I was like, I don't know how to market my music, or I don't so the music industry, business wise, I had no comprehension. I didn't fathom how I could make money online. So then I jumped into a trade, and I was thinking either personal development or personal training, or barbering.
Yeah. And here we are.
Yeah, and here we are.
And you actually fell in love with the craft in the process, right?
Well, barbering always kind of resonated with me. And I didn't understand why, but there's just so many connections. Like, for me, I'm a math guy, so like with shear cutting, it's all projections of shapes on the head. So it's I geek out about that stuff.
That's so cool. As much as like I hate math, I understand what you mean, because like now, like whenever I see a haircut, I don't just see a hair. I see shapes.
You see shapes.
I see shapes. Yeah. I see length. I see centimeter. Like now, like I have barbers that can't use specific guards, and I'm like, dude, it's all the same length. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that goes back to the math thing. Like, it's all relative.
Math is in everything. You don't need to understand math to be good at anything, but if you understand math, you kind of see a lot of beauty in things.
Dude, 100%. Like, this is why my lights are in a specific angle.
You feel me?
You know what I mean?
The colors.
Yeah, and the colors. Yeah,
all of it meshes. It has a certain vibe to it.
And that literally transitioned into the next thing. So is growth adds pressure.
Definitely, yeah.
Growth adds pressure. Well, what is pressure? It's gonna make something out of you that you weren't before, and that's what a lot of people have a hard time sacrificing, is what they are to be who they want to be. Whether it be so and so is gonna judge me, or XYZ, and it's like, dude, like, no, like, you're thinking of it the wrong way. If they're your real friends, they're gonna fuck with you even after you grow.
Yeah,
right.
Of course.
Because growth doesn't remove stress; it adds stress, right? It increases responsibility, right? Like, my firm belief is not every barber has the capacity or the responsibility, or is able to keep the responsibility to sustain higher prices. Would you agree with that?
I'm very positive. Like, I'm optimistic.
Okay.
I believe that everybody has the capacity, but does everybody have the will and the desire?
Okay. So that's a lot better wording.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
I don't think people have the will or desire, but that's because people don't. They're limited in their thinking. They don't know what they want, and they don't believe that they could have it. If you believe you can, or you believe you can't, you're right either way.
Yeah.
You know, you like it took Franklin how like 1,000 times to build the light. You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's like it's like when he discovered it, he said, I found 1,100 whatever ways to not build a light. You know,
Yeah.
you know, so it's like it's
Dude,
all perspective.
And I'm gonna use one of my favorite artists that I've seen him in a few podcasts and stuff like that. 2 Chainz.
Yeah, 2 Chainz.
The man didn't make it until he was like 45.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Growth will demand more of you, but how long can you sustain that is the determination of where you're gonna be at. You know?
I think that it's interesting because I'm very spiritual.
So am I.
So
yeah.
I would say growth is inevitable because the world will put pressure on you. That's the inevitability of the world. And by nature, we as people grow to our highest potential that we believe is possible. But people believe they're shrubs.
Yeah.
Some people believe they're sequoia trees and they shine in.
Yeah.
Some people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like we grow to the depth to which we believe is possible, and that determines your character, because your character is determined by how you choose to respond to a situation, because you're not defined by a situation. You're defined by how you choose to respond
to it. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Like, for example, here, this whole year being a shop owner has taught me a lot about me as a person, as an individual. I'm leading a group of barbers. At the end of the day, I'm not their boss.
Yeah.
But I do feel like I'm a leader.
You are a leader.
You know,
and there's a huge distinction between boss and leader.
Yeah, I'm a leader, and I told all my barbers here, I'm like, look, at the end of the day, like, I hate to say it this way, but like, my standards are up here, and if you can't measure up to that, then there's gonna be a disconnection. Up until you ask questions and you put yourself out there, that's when I can help you.
Yeah.
I'm more than willing to help you, but if you don't know the problem, if you don't know, like, if you don't say I'm the problem, then there's no problem for me to solve.
Yeah.
I'm a natural problem solver at heart. Like,
For sure.
I need to solve something.
I think that's a masculine trait. Yes.
Yeah. I by nature and by like in the pit of my gut, I am a problem solver.
Yeah.
Like, I need to solve something or I am not happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know,
Purpose.
and exactly. So now I'm taking on, the shop. I'm taking on, scaling it to 100, and now the podcast, and putting myself out there in ways where I'm getting very, very uncomfortable, bro.
Good. Yeah.
Which is good.
Good.
You know, like, for example, that person that reached out to me that was a local, I never in a million years thought that was gonna happen.
Yeah.
But that made me feel extremely. It made me feel like seen in a way where I was like, "Fuck! I hope I'm not coming off as arrogant."
What specific moment are you talking about?
The one where I was talking about the how people called me greedy for charging 100.
Oh yes, I remember. Yeah.
That specific moment that they were like, just like, it's totally fine if you disagree with me. I'm not gonna hold a grudge. I don't hold grudges, first of all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you disagree, I'm more than happy to coexist with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I've been this whole year, I've just been so uncomfortable. But that's the thing, is I'm also thinking, like, how much more can I make myself uncomfortable? Like, my thing is like, dude, just post it, forget about it.
Yeah.
Let it resonate with people. I'll literally post shit that I think that is gonna resonate with people or disagree with, or rage bait, whatever you want to call it.
I think I saw something online where it's like, when you master social media, it's only when you finally make the decision that you're ready to be seen.
Yeah.
You know,
and I made the decision very long ago. Yeah. Very long ago.
But like you said, is exposure. How much risk am I willing to take? I'm gonna start off with action clips. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna go into voiceovers, put my voice out there.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna put myself in camera. And it fails, but it's like, but I'm gonna keep trying. And
hey, barber fam, I really hope you're enjoying this conversation as much as I am. But real quick, if you're a barber struggling to get new clientele online, or struggling to shoot content, the whole thing just feels like guesswork to you, there's literally no need to guess anymore. I built my own school platform where I show you exactly how to shoot content, what angles work, and how to study other people's content. That way you're not doing the guesswork anymore. So if you're done struggling, feeling stuck, click the link in the description down below and let's grow together. Back to the conversation. I can give you the whole blueprint, but are you going to do it?
Yeah.
I would love for you to do it.
Yeah.
Do it. Bet. Let's do this. Like, dude, I have a whole school group dedicated to how I do my stuff. Free stuff. I'm on YouTube. Free this, free that. But at the end of the day, dude, gatekeeping is a form of insecurity, in my opinion.
For sure, yeah.
You know, but yeah, like at the end of the day, how you were saying, it doesn't matter if you know what I know. Even if you do it, you're gonna do it 100%
Completely different.
Yeah, you know.
I believe there's market share for everybody. There's no like if you consume the whole pie, then you're like that's not there's nothing's gonna happen because nobody has money to do whatever. So you honestly like this is my perspective on money and it's energy, it's flow. So you have to be able to give to receive, you know. So if you're gonna give value, you're giving value. You know, that creates something for somebody else. You know, that haircut, that confidence gets you know, and gives him initiative to go to work, have a family. You know what I mean? Like there's so much. That's what business is solving problems and creating solutions, and all of this transfer of money creates abundance for everybody.
100%.
You know,
100%. But before the break, what were we talking about?
Shoot.
Yeah, it's all right. We'll just revamp back up. But yeah, so like this year, getting a little before I go off, I'll talk. But this year alone, I challenge everyone to ask themselves, how uncomfortable can I make myself in 2026?
Yeah, that's the big question.
In 2026, how uncomfortable are you willing to make yourself to go after what because you are one video away from changing your life.
Man, it's crazy. Yeah,
you're out of
so
the
insane.
3,000 posts I have on my Instagram, I'm still going.
Yeah,
I'm still going.
Oh yeah,
you know,
it's beautiful what opportunities show up, and it's like the market is changing so rapidly, especially with AI.
Oh, dude, and you can move faster with AI, bro.
You could move faster, I think, but I think it's all about signal to noise still.
1,000%.
You know what I mean?
So to me, AI is just a soundboard.
For sure.
You throw something at the AI, it makes a sound back.
Mm-hmm.
The way you win with AI is you give it context. You can't just expect it to post content for you. No. The more context you have about you and as a person, that's how you win with AI.
For sure. Yeah.
You know? Because there's still a person behind the AI. You know.
Well.
You know.
Yeah. Like. Shoot. We don't know what AI is. That's how I believe. We don't know what this thing is, where it comes from, how it outputs solutions.
I know, right?
You know, so there's a definitely. I understand people's hesitation. There's also complexity behind it because people are like artificial intelligence. What is it going to tell me that I don't already know? You know what I mean? Yeah. So there's certain levels of trust that people are building from it, but also the processing from it, the opportunity behind it is right there. And I feel like if people don't leverage it, then, you know, the media game that we are in is going to be so inundated with so much content from AI that like I said, signal to noise. How do you create a signal that's going to reach somebody?
Yeah.
And beat out the noise that's in the market.
Yeah.
You know, and that comes with strategy. It comes with putting yourself out there, frequency, scale, all
it's
that.
Great that you bring that up because that goes into our next topic, which is barber traps and pitfalls and why most quit.
Yeah.
Right. The number one trap that I see with barbers, especially, or not even just barbers, the service provider industry, when they post content, is that they expect fast results.
No,
it's rare.
I mean,
let's not beat around the bush. It's rare, but it does happen, right?
No, like it can happen, but you need a certain level of experience and understanding of what marketing and media is and how, because if you think about the bigger companies, they're doing organic stuff with people who have brands or influences because they don't even know how this thing works.
No, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was talking to this one dude on TikTok, and he was talking to me about like he's been doing like marketing for like 10 years already before even like this whole thing started with content and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And he said, "Bro, these brands don't know what the fuck they're doing.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They think an ad is like, come try our burger today."
Yeah.
And like
some people are like, they're with it though. They're like, you know, like the type of, I just saw this beautiful branding for like Stitch. Like when they rolled out Stitch, they put him in like generational movies, you know, like the old classics like Beauty and the Beast and like cool. Yeah. All of those. But do you see the leverage on that on a kid from over time, from if they experience that at the age of 6, 8, whatever, and then they're 30 and they see Lilo Stitch remake and then they're like, oh shoot, the nostalgia on that thing is crazy.
Dude, nostalgia is what sells. That's what people buy, dude. That's why Lilo and Stitch made $1 billion.
$1 billion, but that's, you know what I mean. So it's like the level of intentionality that they were able to execute on. Pepsi, Coke, they all leverage it in different ways. It used to be, and this is what Gary Vee talks about in terms of attention arbitrage. You know what I mean? Where are people's attention and how do I access it? You feel me? It used to be in the newspapers. It used to be in the Super Bowl. Super Bowl is still leverage, but it's high cost. So it's like, how do I, one, lower my costs? Oh, I'm gonna post organic on social media because I could access 1 million views if I know how to target and
dude,
you know,
and even then, that's also a pitfall too. Like barbers think, and again, I'm not even gonna say barbers. People in the service industry, they think that they go viral means making more money. No. I know people that have accounts with like 1,000 followers making 20K a month off just like 1,000 views, or just because their messaging is crystal clear.
Yeah.
You know. But the trap that I want to break down is most of these people that get into content, they don't even post 30 days straight.
Yeah.
They post for a week maybe.
Yeah.
Or 3 days if that, and they're like, oh well, this didn't work. It's like, no, it you have to do a solid testing framework. For a testing frame is 30 days. That's solid. There's so much data that you can generate from 30 days.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, that's what most barbers don't understand, or people in the service industry when they're marketing themselves online. They oh well, I'm gonna post this and then hopefully this works. Blah blah. Personally, for me, one of the things that I really don't like in the beginning when you're posting content is that people post content thinking people know who they are.
Yeah.
Like that, you know what I mean? You know, if you have leverage, cool, post your lifestyle stuff, you know? But if you are just beginning, start with the lifestyle post. Start posting what you do and why you do it. That's going to be a lot better than the lifestyle post, in my opinion.
Interesting. Yeah. That's a very interesting perspective. And I think that's a really good approach. What was coming through my head when you were saying all that was that, I don't know, people's expectations and barrier to entry. You know what I mean? So it's like how it's hard for people to post 30 for 30 days straight, right? Because they don't understand the infrastructure. Right, they don't understand what they're going to edit, why they're going to edit,
or what they're looking for in what they shot.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it doesn't even have to be that complicated. You know what I mean? If you understand content and stuff like that. But like you said, even if you get views, it doesn't mean that you're gonna make profit off of it.
No, it doesn't. Conversions are once I switched my because I mean these days I'm not really chasing views anymore. If I get views, cool. You know, obviously I'm
views are good.
Yeah, but the conversions is what you want.
Exactly.
Right. Like if no one's converting at 250K views consistently, then
what's the point?
Yeah. You know, but if you have videos that are like doing 10K, 25K, but people are actually buying. Okay, what is this video telling me right now? Like, for sure. That's what happened to me recently too, like with the whole beard thing. Like now I post beard work. I had people messaging me, where are you from? Where you at? Like, where you located? Yeah. That's never happened before, even like in the beginning of my journey, Yeah. Like I'm getting people from New York City asking me, hey bro, do you know anybody in New York City that can hook my beard up? Like dude, that's never ever happened to me. Even in the like I love scissor work, right? I was so stubborn. Like Paco, you're like every single time I post a beard clip or a beard video, it'd shoot like almost instantly to like 10K. And I was so stubborn. Like, but I love the shaves. I love the scissor work. I love the precision, and I love the elegance of actually doing scissor work and stuff like that. But you really got to post what the market is telling you to post. The market determines that. I feel at the end of the day. What'd you say? I
would agree with that. Because you could say you're the beard guy and nobody's coming to you for beards. You know what I mean?
Right.
But you got all of these Chris lineup clients that are just in demand, Yes, market will determine your value. You put yourself out there and people will see what they like, and it's interesting. But it's also depending on the brand and the marketing, I feel like, I don't know. I think it's all business structure.
1,000%. 1,000%. So, like one of the things that I tell everyone that when they want to start posting, commit to it, because it doesn't fail you. What fails is that you just stop too early.
Yeah. You stop trying.
You stop trying.
Yeah.
And to me, it's like, and my barbers always tell me like, oh, well, bro, like, what's the point of posting content? Like, if it's not working, I'm like, well, then give up.
Yeah.
Give up.
Yeah.
If it's not working, give up.
Yeah.
And that's not what I'm not. I'm not a quitter one, right? I know the goal. It's crystal clear, and that's what I'm chasing. Is the goal, right?
Yeah.
So trap number 2 is confusing motion with progress. That one's a good one.
Yeah.
Like, just because you feel like you have motion doesn't mean you're not going. Like, you pretty much you're moving in a circle.
Yeah. Spinning wheels. Yeah.
You're posting daily. There's no skill upgrades, no systems. Yeah. There's no price logic. Busy doesn't always equal that you're building. And that's that was always one of my biggest fears when I started building this out, is like, okay, if I build this podcast out, I don't want to make it seem like I'm just like posting just to have a podcast. Like, I'm really trying to learn. I'm really trying to learn YouTube, because I obviously I post on 3 platforms. I post YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. So right now, my main one right now is YouTube. My other 2 are on maintenance, but I'm still posting on them.
Yeah.
I'm still growing them.
Yeah.
But the main one that I'm trying to grow right now is YouTube, because YouTube is the golden
goal. Yeah, that's the one. That's where the money at, for sure. That's where the wealth is at. The long term.
Like, dude, like, there's more scalability and long form, but I didn't know this. I really did not know this, and this is what I know now.
Yeah, but like, the thing is, like, you have the skill set, you know what I mean? It's a skill set to have that much output and scale. Like, you've been posting consistently on TikTok and Instagram forever, and then now you're adding YouTube and on multiple accounts, and it's like, bro, like, you know what I mean? Like, people can't even fathom, I mean, like you said, posting once a day for 30 days. Yeah. It's and like, but that's what it takes. It's like, you have to be committed and see the vision and be grounded in 100%. What it is that you're working towards.
And I think what really grounded me too was building the muscle of posting. What's the magic time to post?
Whenever the fuck. No. You're talking about like 1:30?
Yes. That was the magic time for me for years, was 1:30 p.m. Never understood why, never questioned it. I was like, that's what I was told. I was like, cool, I'll do it.
Yeah. I don't think there's a perfect time if you don't post. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly,
you gotta fucking post.
Yeah,
like,
first of all.
That's my opinion. But like, if it supports you to have a framework of like, all right, if I don't post by 1:30, then it shit hits the fan. That's what it's gonna take. And also, there's benefit behind it, because midday, everybody's gonna be on their phone. If they're not, they're gonna catch it after dinner or work or whatever.
Like for me, if the video is good, and it's gonna perform how it's going. I have a fucking throat. If the video is good, it's going to perform well regardless of the time that you post it. Especially the beginning. Like, if you're worried about, what time should I post? Don't worry about that. Just post. Just post. Let shit simmer. Just stop refreshing the page. Get off Instagram. Go touch some grass. Go do something else.
Yeah.
And let the work for you.
I agree.
This is
and when you can let go of the expectation of the outcome from the posting, and you could just post, that's bro, oh my lord. I think this is my entry level scale for people who want to get into content. This is my perspective of the best way to do it. Yes, challenge yourself. If it's a 30-day challenge of posting, do it. If it's a 7-day challenge of posting, do it. If it's posting 3 times a week, do it. If you're building, because that will build the skill set for creating the scheduling.
Right.
And then once you have the scheduling, then you could scale the scheduling. Maybe you have your editing time. You get 1 video out, so I need 3 editing times per week for me to get 1 or to get 3 videos.
That's gold.
But then maybe you develop the skill set of editing better, where now you're editing 3 videos in 1 session, and then that 3 videos turns into 9 times per week. You feel me? So it's like, so you have to get the business structure of like, okay, my marketing is these are the ins and outs. This is my barbering. I gotta clean my tools, and I gotta show up at this and this time. This is my editing time. This is my posting. You know what I mean? You have to organize you have to be very organized.
That's a whole system in itself. Like, if you don't have a system that's gonna work for you, then you're gonna have a hard time. And like, that's the thing. It's not about posting at 1:30. It's not about post 30-day challenge. It's about how consistent are you growing this skill set to put yourself out there. Because once you build that skill set, then you can adjust. You know what I mean? Yeah, definitely. I'm at the point now where I delegate a lot of my stuff now. A lot of my videos I don't even edit myself
That's
anymore.
beautiful. Yeah.
It's such
That's high leverage, bro.
it's high
High
leverage,
leverage.
dude. So I still edit my videos, right? But not like my voiceovers and
I think it's good to have your hands in the pot.
yes,
You know what I
yes,
mean?
I do agree. Yes, I do. My output is double the speed right now.
That's what I mean, though. You're able to, like, it's volume and scale, bro.
Yeah.
And that's what's gonna work, because, like, to me, the value of marketing is, like, you might not convert on every client, but if you could expose yourself to 1,000 more people,
Why not?
and if people don't even, maybe they don't even know you for barbering, they just
Dude,
like you for your voice.
That's
You know
where
what
the
I mean?
speed to value comes
Yeah.
into play. Like I'm able to work on the podcast, and that's a secret of mine now. And like it's out there again. Like I'm not gatekeeping this anymore. Like I delegate a lot of my stuff. Like that's how I'm able to focus so much on YouTube right now, and I'm able to have Instagram and TikTok as a maintenance right now.
Maintenance, yeah.
Because I have an editor that's editing for me, and all I have to do is just plug these in.
Yeah, but it's because you've mastered your system.
Yes.
It's because
Yeah.
you know what it takes to make a video hit, and then you allowed yourself to understand that process. Give it
Train
to
my
somebody
editor.
else.
Like, look, this is
Yeah.
what I need. Use this hook.
And even that's a skill set.
you know,
Training your editor,
yeah.
it's a process.
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah, dude. It's a beautiful thing once everything came into play, and I started realizing, like, okay, maybe I'm not meant to take this on alone.
Good. Yeah.
I'm not meant to take this on alone. You know.
that comes with scale, though. You know what I mean? Like, barbers, like that. That's where we're going back to the barber mentality, right? Barbers think this is like, you know, 2 kids in a household for barbering. You know what I mean? Like the American dream of barbering is like, oh, I'm gonna have my books booked out, and then I'm gonna have a happy life. I don't, you know, it's like I'm gonna go to a barber shop, and then, you know, and then it's gonna figure itself out, and then they don't have anything to, like, they don't have any numbers, they don't have any
Dude, everything that I've done, everything that I've scaled, everything that I've done to up to now, I tracked.
yeah.
And because of tracking, data gave me a signal, gave me a feedback. Okay, this is what's fucking up in your business. Fix this now.
It's all feedback. Yeah.
You know, and I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
The tracking sheets, all that, I love it. I see my business right in front of me, and I'm like, okay, this is what's going on in my business today. I need to fix this. There's a leak right here. Tweak that. Done. You know, next thing. You know, like I'm at the point now, like I was saying, with TikTok and Instagram, like I schedule out my posts. I schedule everything out.
Good.
For 3 days at least. 3 days max, everything's scheduled out. All I got to do is just show up here. We go record my content. Do the little action. The action videos I can do myself. Easy. 10 minutes. I'm at the point now where I can do 10 minutes. Super.
simple.
I'm sure you do the same thing too, right? Because
yeah.
you know what you're looking for.
Yeah.
At this
So
point.
easy.
And my barbers here will trip out. Like, how do you have time to shoot content and cut hair? Well, that's a system that you have to work on your own. Like, whatever works for you, you know.
I think it's more so like about skill set in that, because the system can be there, but like we're talking about scale.
Right.
You know what I
right.
mean? Like, how do you scale it?
Mm-hmm.
And people don't even have the skill set, so
No.
they can't even fathom get the output. You know?
So, and that leads me into the next trap number 3, copying somebody else instead of understanding. Right. For example, someone charges $100. Oh, if he's doing, I can do it. Yes, you can. You can. If you want it that bad, you can. They copy the price. Then what happens? Their chair's empty. But it's like, bro, you scale from $30 to $100. It's not how this works.
Yeah.
You have to realize that. And what I know now is every single price, whether it be just $5, it's a new business at this point. The frequency of getting new clients in, it determines on how much you went up. Like we were taught what, 25, I think, $25.
20. I would say 20.
It was always $20 to make a difference in the
Yeah.
business, because you want new people to come in. You know, it's a mix of client acquisition and client retention.
Yeah, and also positioning too.
Positioning
like
too.
if
Yeah,
you,
that was
if
the
you
next thing.
have,
That's the
yeah,
next.
if you have the capital, then you could take on the risk.
Right.
You know what I mean?
100%. Because
Yeah.
again, every price raise, you're going to lose clients. Whether it be 5, it doesn't not matter. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. You can't skip the positioning part. You can't skip the demand part, and you can't skip the trust part. You can copy the number, but not the journey. You can't copy the person. You can only copy and fix your iterations of what you're trying to do.
Yes, I think it's I hear what you're saying, but and I think it's the thing between, they say the greatest artists steal, but then there's like
Steal like artist, steal like artist, right?
yeah, like the greatest artists steal. Everything comes from an iteration of something else.
I love that.
Right?
Yeah.
And when you talk about copy, I'm hearing more so imitation, where people are fronting, faking till they make it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's my distinction.
Okay.
Because I feel like we know you have to copy what works. You look into the market, you see what works, you do what works, make it your own. But if you're imitating, you're living delusionally because you're basing yourself off the numbers, you're basing yourself off all these things that you're not understanding what's working,
Right.
which is the skill set, which is the value you're giving. Then you start getting delusional.
Yeah, and I mean, a little delusional is a little good in the right direction.
Yeah,
In the right direction.
Yeah.
Because you can be delusional in the wrong direction, and then your shit falls apart.
for sure.
Right. So at the end of the day, do I think everybody needs to? Do I think every barber needs to charge high ticket? No, I don't.
No.
I genuinely don't think. Like it goes back to the way you were saying. You have to have the will and desire to do that, and also to have the will to take on the responsibility that that it comes with. Charging $100 is not easy.
Yeah. Jordan Peterson.
Yeah, I love that guy.
I love him. He says, you can't have rights without responsibility.
Yeah, I love that guy, dude. That's 100% true. It's so crazy because people online see the $100 like, oh, what the fuck? Yeah, you don't understand the position that barber had to go through to get there.
Yeah.
So trap number 4, it leads me to my next thing. So trap number 4 is using content as a lifeline. Content, when you use content as a last resort, that's when you're like, okay.
What do you mean by lifeline or last resort?
Like last resort, as in like, okay, if I post, then I'm gonna get $100.
Oh,
it doesn't work like that.
No,
it doesn't work like that.
No.
So, or better yet, I'll give you this one. I'm gonna post content to become a content creator. Like,
okay,
like you see,
I get you. Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Like that's one of the biggest lies. Like to me, I post content for marketing. Me being a content creator is the byproduct of me posting content consistently. I didn't choose to be a content creator. I guess you can say the content creator life chose me. I guess you can say, because now people see me. Oh,
it's the market that we're in, and you're leveraging a aspect of it that allows you to scale. People judge it because people don't understand it. Most people are under them, and like, bro, people are making money talking to the camera,
dude.
Right? But so it's like. The craziest thing is that's possible, and the people who are living in 1990s or whatever in the 9 to 5 and corporate America or whatever, they are living in a completely different world. Because they're being paid on based on their time, and they can't leverage the value that they give. The only corporate job that you could leverage value is sales and marketing, and that's what media allows you to do. And if you're nothing against those people,
no, 100%, no,
because we need them.
Yeah,
same thing, like we need $30 or $15 barbers, because some people don't care about their hair. People just need a haircut.
Totally fine.
And that's totally fine.
Supercuts, great clips, and sport clips will always be around because people just want a haircut.
Or the Asian lady. I love the Asian lady. Ling Ling go crazy.
I love that because I get that. That's like one of the common comments I get. The Asian lady across the street, she gets me right.
Yeah.
And I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
I'm happy that people find what works for them. I'm not advocating every barber should charge $100. That's not at all what I'm advocating. I want to be crystal clear in my messaging. You have to have the desire and will to even pay that. First of all, one.
Yeah.
Two, the barber has to have the will and desire to want to charge that. Or
I think that's a beautiful thing about business in general. It's an opportunity for people to grow and develop. Like if you think about, I'm gonna bring it outside of our industry into UFC. Look at Francis Ngannou. Do you know Francis Ngannou?
I've heard of him. But...
So his story is crazy because he's from Cameroon, and slums of Cameroon. He was I don't know. He was doing hard labor at a very young age. Right. And he finds his way into fighting. Right. But the beautiful thing about that is that paved him a way to build a personal brand, to go and put his name out there.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, if you have a dream and you allow yourself to take that risk, or you believe in yourself enough, You know, where you are doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
In business. Where you start doesn't matter.
Because you're gonna be in a completely different spot 5 years along the line. Like, I mean, you remember my old studio?
Yeah,
Like, you know what I mean,
dude. It's beautiful, the space that you have now, man. Like,
you know what I mean?
yeah, like
I think people have it messed up where like they're like, oh well, I have to have this perfect clip or this perfect this. Like,
Yeah.
no, the greatest creators, the greatest people that have ever done anything great, they started messy.
yeah,
They started messy and they just made it iterations as they went.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm gonna change this because this thing working. I'm gonna change over here, tweak this. Oh, leak over here. Cool, fix that.
that was always my bottleneck, perfectionism.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and I've definitely broken through that, and like there's less friction between what I'm posting and what I think I need to post.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right, no, 100%, dude. Like, I'll hear it all the time too. Though I'll hear from barbers. They'll be like, "Oh, I need to get a camera first before I start posting." Dude, I think use your fucking phone, dude. I hate to excuse my language, but use your phone, dude. That is the one of the laziest comments that I get all the time. Well, I need to get a camera first, and I need to get someone here to record me. And like, no, use your camera. I mean, use your phone. I've gotten the best results with the iPhone 14. I still have my iPhone 14, and it still performs beautifully.
yeah.
Let me restart that camera real quick before we get to the next strap. Take a little water break. Hey, Barber fam. I really hope you're enjoying this conversation as much as I am. But real quick, if you're a barber struggling to get new clientele online or struggling to shoot content, the whole thing just feels like guesswork to you. There's literally no need to guess anymore. I built my own school platform where I show you exactly how to shoot content, what angles work, and how to study other people's content. That way you're not doing the guesswork anymore. So if you're done struggling, feeling stuck, click the link in the description down below and let's grow together. Back to the conversation. Barbers will get emotional with one bad comment. Oh, he didn't like my haircut.
Yeah.
Dude, it's okay. It's totally okay. One client leaves because one loyal client leaves and they're like, oh, well, he left. I must have to go. I have to go back down.
Yeah.
And that's where panic sets in, right? Most barbers don't quit pricing. They quit the pressure of what comes with when you raise your prices.
For sure. And that's where I'm talking about the emotional intelligence comes into play. Is like, and leadership is like, if you can't lead yourself through your emotions, you know what I mean? One, how do you even trust yourself that you can raise your prices? You know?
Yeah.
Did you put the work in? And some people just raise it based off the end of the year, and it's like, what justified another $5 to $10 increase?
And
it's the same service.
That's not gonna do anything to your business anyways.
Yeah.
So you're telling me you're gonna not go up because Frank in your business is telling you that he wouldn't pay you $45?
You know what I mean?
Or you know what I mean? You know, it's like at the end of the day, you've been cutting hair for what, 10 years and you're still at $25. Like, come on, dude. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I definitely think that one of the biggest problems I see with barbers, especially barbers, is most of a barber's clientele is their friends, and they're scared to lose.
That's huge. That's a big thing for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
A lot of barbers are scared to lose their friends as clients, when in reality they're still your friends, dude. Like, you know, they just don't want to be in the business anymore, which is totally okay too. You can hook them up every once in a while. No one said you couldn't.
Yeah.
But it's just at the end of the day, like,
How do you want to run your business? What are you the price you're willing to pay? Because at the new price brackets, you're not going to have the same clientele.
Yeah,
and if people don't value you at that, and that's who you believe you are, why would you settle for less?
Oh, 1,000% correct, bro. 1,000%
Like,
correct.
yeah, and if they're your friends, why wouldn't they want to support your business? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because who wants to grow with you?
Yeah.
My best clients are the ones who like have seen me throughout the entire journey, always believed in me, and like, you know, they're like,
Yeah, dude.
bro, that's why I'm like, you said, did I lose any of my clientele? I come back to Stockton, I hit them up like, hey, bro, I'm back in town. What's up? You feel me?
Yeah.
And it's strictly like, it's all love. You feel me?
One of your clients that always pops up on my page is what's his name? The rapper?
Oh, Dex.
Dex.
Yeah.
He's always popping up on my page doing food reviews.
He's awesome, bro. And it's like, I gave my client to my boy Jay. You feel me? And I've gave him a lot of my clients. You feel me? Some may have stayed, some keep going to him.
Right.
And I'm happy that
That's dope. Yeah.
You know, I'm happy that my boy is eating. You feel me?
Yeah,
Like, I'm happy
1,000%,
that some people are getting taken care of.
Yeah.
There's no hate in the game.
Nope,
You feel me?
nope.
Because it's like,
Hate is subjective.
You feel me?
Hate is subjective. If you want to feel hate, that's on you. Because I don't feel no hate in my heart. You know what I mean? I have no hate in my heart at the end of the day. Whatever you feel about me is all on you, right? So, and that goes back to my main point is like Like if you feel like you have more value to offer and you want to learn more, there's more information out there now than ever, to leverage your business, go up on your prices. It's okay to lose 10 new clients to get 10 more quality clients into your business, if I'm being honest with you. Another misconception too that I see is family members, bro. Family members will be the first to like, oh, well, I'm your brother. Oh, well, I'm your cousin. Like, what do I got to be full price? Well, do you go to Target? Do you tell them anything? Do you tell them, hey, you know, are you gonna give me? Do I have to pay full price here? Of course you do. It's a business. You know.
If you choose to cut your family up for free for the holidays, good for you. But when are you going to do that to prioritize your responsibility to make money before the holidays?
100%.
You know what I mean? Like you could do that.
So
when are you going to create that time and space to actually, you know, get paid what you deserve to get paid?
So my rule with my siblings is if they want a haircut when they want it, they're going to pay full price.
Yeah.
They're going to pay full price because it's not fair for Robby that wants a haircut at Friday at 5:00, but I have my brother at 5:00. Hey, sorry, bro.
Yeah.
Robby wants a haircut at 5:00. He's paying me. You're not. Sorry, unless you want to pay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But there was always a pushback with my family
But that's in every relationship. There has to be boundaries. And,
Yes.
and with regards to business, you have to create boundaries with yourself and your clients as well, because you have a certain capacity for the day. You have dreams and your ambitions. Who's going to dictate the will and movement of how you carry yourself in your business, where your business is going? Are you going to allow people to determine your value?
Right.
No, I'm going to give these haircuts for free because I love my family.
Exactly.
And I'm going to get charged what I charge because that's my business.
That's my business. Yeah. So that is literally the emotional signals that barbers do when it comes to raising prices. Oh, well, so and so doesn't want to pay that, so I can't do that. No, which leads to my next trap is comparing seasons to other people.
That's a big one. I've fallen into.
Yeah, same here, dude. I've had to get off social media.
Yeah.
Like once I post, I get the fuck off.
Yeah, good.
Because I'll get bad. I'll get real down bad on myself, bro. Look, he's like, especially, and I know you'll feel me on this, bro. Especially like people that started after me in the mentorship, and they'll get a price raise, and they're at $200 a haircut, and why am I not? Well, because you didn't put in the work.
You didn't put in the work.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
You know, but it and I always tell myself, Pac, stop feeling that shame isn't yours to feel.
Yeah.
Stop it, dude.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
That's what like I said, all the emotional intelligence, that's, it comes from somewhere. And like, if you don't work with it, bro, it's going to work you.
Dude.
Bro. and I've been learning like a lot, not just in emotional regulation, but nervous system regulation.
Yeah.
And even the phone, the triggering, all of these things, it's that those thoughts, those cycles, it's like, it's important to be able to,
I never really understood that until like I started having kids and like my batteries run out. By the end of the day, I'm just like shot, dude.
Yeah.
Like this is why I love my mornings so much, because in the mornings I have so much energy, bro.
Yeah.
I have so much energy to talk to. Like for example, like I all morning I was just prepping for this podcast.
Beautiful.
Bro. You know what I mean?
I love it.
But back to my point is a lot of people will compare their 10-year barber journey to year one. Yeah. So someone's year one.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? And that's a very common trap that a lot of people in the service industry fall into.
I think it's a human thing to compare yourself, but they say comparison is a thief of joy.
Comparison also kills your patience too, because
it does.
You'll make irrational decisions based on the comparisons you're making.
Yeah. I've learned so much in that experience, in that pitfall. And I would say don't experience it, because if you have to, you have to. But at the same time, like, bro, the timing. I talk about this with my nephew, bro. This was like, we're moving at the speed of now.
I love that. That's so cool. I love that.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't go any faster than you're moving right now.
Yeah.
So until you meet yourself right there, you can't create momentum.
Right.
Because you feel me? You're living in the future. You're living in the past. And it's like, how can I be present with, okay, this is where I'm at, if I can't even look at like, I don't have the output, for I don't have the output for content. You know, I don't have the business systems or the schedules. I'm emotionally dysregulated. How do I even, let's start there. Like, let's start with, okay, let me have a morning routine. You know what I mean? Let me have a nightly routine.
You're gonna be
you know what
Ashton
I mean?
Hall. Ashton Hall.
Like, you feel me?
Just putting your head in the.
But like, if that's what it takes.
Exactly.
If that's what you
Yes.
need, I'm not judging you because
No,
I meditate, I
no,
run, I do
dude,
my thing.
Dude, like
You feel me?
my thing now, and what I've been doing lately is I'll wake up in the morning and I'll drink 2 bottles of water, and I'll do my best to fight my thoughts in the morning. Because my impulse is to grab my phone and check my analytics and check this, check that. So like lately, what I've been implementing in the mornings is the first 10 minutes I'm fighting myself.
Interesting.
I'm fighting my urge to grab my phone and check my Instagram, and it's so crazy because that actually dictates how well my day's gonna go, if that makes any sense. Because I don't have the what's it called, the mental fog of comparing myself to this person, or look, he already posted, bro, like you're what, are you not gonna, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you know.
I think to me, what I'm hearing is managing your compulsion.
Yeah. Yes.
Because Sadhguru, he's a Indian Hindi, I guess, like spiritual guy,
Okay.
prophet or whatever, right? And he talks about in life, there's life is compulsion. Like there's pulsating things, you know, there's frequencies, there's things, and we as humans kind of get what's it called? We get attached to emotion, you know. So you're like, oh, you know, there's a certain sense of comparison that like fuels you. That shame is like, you know, that might rub you the wrong way, but there's a certain relatability to it,
Right.
and you could sit in that forever.
Oh my god.
You know what I
bro.
mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. So that's what I've been doing in the mornings, and
That's good.
It's been good. It's been good. I've been
What does that look like? Fighting your thoughts.
so like my first instinct is to grab my phone and check like I literally just want to do this and just,
Yeah.
and I'm like, nope, leave your phone alone, and just because I have kids. I have 2 kids now. So
Yeah.
in the morning.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
I have one on the way as well. So
Yeah,
I'm
man.
you know, I'm just pumping them out, bro. Pumping them out.
Let's go, Paco.
So in the mornings, my main goal is to spend as much as I can, quality, uninterrupted time with my kids.
Good.
My fiance's gonna hit this. She's like, well, I'm like, I'm trying, babe. I'm trying.
Yeah, it's a process.
You know,
that's your intention, and it expresses it as it does. Yeah.
So like the first 10 minutes of my day will dictate how the next 30 minutes are gonna go.
Yeah.
So I always just sit, I literally just sit there with my daughter and let her like play whatever, and I'll watch her, and that keeps me distracted from grabbing my phone. I'll literally put my phone on the fucking like underneath something. I'll drop my phone intentionally in the cracks sometimes, like you know, because I'm over trying to fucking grab it and shit. So I always try to create some kind of friction between the things that I'm trying to change.
Controlling your environment.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's super important because, you know, like we're in the content industry. You know, you look at Mark Zuckerberg and all of these people, their kids aren't using these stuff.
No. Oh, they're not. They're not. No.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, yes, it's valuable in terms of business and leveraging, but like these apps for connection or these, you know, social media things, it's like they're not, you know, and it's like that's what we're longing for. So it's like if your kids are right in front of you and you're on your phone, you know, like Gary Vee talks about this too, is like there's going to be a pull away from technology. You know, like in Japan, they have people to just walk with you. You can hire somebody just to walk with you.
Yeah, I've seen that.
That's a new job, man.
That's so.
I want to get paid just to walk.
That'd be cool. Dude, that's so cool, dude.
I want to be a buddy for a friend.
I've seen that actually. So there's literally you can literally hire a grandpa.
You can hire them.
You can hire a grandpa in Japan, bro.
And that's quite beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I mean, you could like, oh, capitalism, whatever. You could look at it like
whatever,
that.
yeah.
Or you could look at it like there's a demand for this need, and now I get access to somebody's life and wisdom,
which is cool.
You know what I mean? Like it's like,
which is awesome.
This is where we're at in society.
Yeah, I know, right? Because we're at the point now where like we can literally just grab our phone and just search up something, and it's right in front of us.
Right in front of us.
Where I feel like that bleeds into patience and like things are so fast now where like any little thing that takes more than 2 seconds, like, what the fuck, why is it taking so long? It's like, dude, it's only been 2 seconds, chill the fuck out. You know,
I forgot where I heard this from, but they said we have primitive like legislation. What was it? Is primitive legislation with like medieval politicians. I think this is what they said. And then the last one was with godlike technology.
Oh my god,
You know what I mean? So it's like
that sounds like next level, man.
you feel me? Our systems are so slow, right, to even catch up, and the technology is happening so fast, you know. And so like our operating system is like how we're processing this stuff. We're not used to having this much information at our disposal.
No, yeah,
You know
no.
what I mean?
I firmly agree. I sometimes I'll catch myself like with my head spinning. Sometimes I'm like, dude, I think I'm like dopamine down right now. I think I need to put,
Yeah.
I need to put my phone
I
down.
need to put it down.
Put it down. But we could talk all day on that.
Yeah.
But that'll be for another episode. So to my next topic is the $100 haircut reality. This is where the meat and bones I really wanted to get into.
Yeah, for sure.
Because that seems to be the trend now. Is like barbers.
$100 barber.
Yeah, every barber. I mean, which the $100 barber existed way before the trend did. I've seen barbers in 2019 charging 150, but like now it's like there's a spotlight on it now, and people are like, oh, fighting back and shit.
Yeah.
You know, like I've gotten people message me telling me like they hope people resist this, but it's like, well, Gucci isn't getting this type of, you know, rap, or Ferrari isn't getting this type of rap. You know, at the end of the day, like if it ain't for you, it ain't for you.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying that this should be the baseline for anybody.
No.
And I'm not also saying that for the record, I am not saying that cheap barbers are giving fucked up haircuts. That's not what I'm saying either. Because at the end of the day, I really believe that not every barber should charge $100, right? Not every barber wants that responsibility to charge $100.
Yeah.
And what comes with that is the pricing. Comes with pricing, positioning, and marketing, and the emotional strength comes back to what you were saying.
Yeah.
There's a lot of emotional things, a lot of emotional moving parts that come with charging $100 a haircut.
Yeah.
And the buyer decides the value at the end of the day, right? The people that buy from us positions us and puts our perception of value to charge that, right? Ross and Gucci both exist. They don't cancel each other out. You know, this isn't about barbering. It's about sales. We're in sales at the end of the day. I mean, would you agree? Or
at the end of the day, you want sales. Marketing does nothing without sales, right?
100%.
Like so, but I think that is business. You know, it's business structure, and what it's positioning as well. You know, like people, there's so many things that people are limited in their thinking. Like you said, I'm in a small city, I can't charge this much.
Right.
But when you see that it's possible with social media, you see, you know, somebody else do it, then you're like, okay, well, why did they do it and I can't? You know what I mean? Or if you're even open to it.
Yeah.
But most people are like already criticizing it because like you shouldn't do that. That's wrong. But it's like, there's nobody getting duped here. The person paid a premium.
Yeah.
They could choose to go
Exactly.
or come back. It's like,
exactly,
you know,
exactly. And that's my point, is not everybody, like, you don't have to pay, make this clear. You don't have to pay $100 if you don't want to. The same way the person that pays $100, they don't want to pay 25. They want to pay more because they want a better service. And what do you think people get when they pay $100 for a haircut? First of all,
experience.
One,
quality, their knowledge.
Exactly.
Yes.
And the consistency, that knowing that they're gonna get the result every single time.
Yeah.
Every single time, because people want to act like if their hair isn't messed up, they're not gonna get mad or feel some type of way about it. First of all, if it's just a haircut, then you shouldn't even get mad in the first place if someone fucks you up.
Yeah.
Now it's a problem now, right? Because someone.
But
right?
there's that, and then it comes down to price too. Because like if you go to a shop and they're charging a certain price and you don't like what you get, okay, like yes, but it's on the business to, you know, accommodate the client, and you know what I mean. Because you go to and that's where like these like you go to any brand, there's a certain standard.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like you go to McDonald's, you know what you're getting.
Yeah.
You go to Chick-fil-A, you know what you're getting. You go to In-N-Out, you know what you're getting, and at what price point, and are you willing to pay it? Maybe In-N-Out actually gets your order wrong one time, but that's not a big enough
a big deal breaker, right?
A big deal breaker for you not to go back. But if there was like roaches or whatever, you know what I mean?
And that's the experience. People want to say, oh,
experience. Yes.
Barbers always want to talk about the experience, this and that. Well, the experience is how they treat you. you're telling me that if you walk into a business and they treat you like shit,
Yeah.
are you gonna go back?
Are you gonna go back?
No. People always want to point fingers at barbers that, oh, no one said hi to me.
Yeah.
No one said hi to me in the
Right.
beginning. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you know, and all of a sudden it's not an experience. No,
Yeah.
it's an experience, dude.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's not like that's the selling point. Like, I'm not just selling my customer service.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm selling my confidence that I'm gonna be the best solution to your problem.
100%.
You know,
Yeah.
and I have the confidence that you're gonna leave here happy. And, you know, regardless of if it wasn't exactly to your liking, you're gonna, like, you know, I've had clients that, like, they don't even know how to describe their haircut. You know, they don't even know what to do. They go to barbers, they don't know. So I'm giving them all of this time and stuff.
And they're like, oh my God, thank you, bro.
Thank you, because I'm asking them questions in my consultation. What's your issue? Do you want this over your ear? You know, like, but I know the specifics of, you know, what's going to be valuable for them.
100%.
You know?
100%. And then, like, a lot of people like want to say, oh, it's not therapy, it's not this and that. Well, believe it or not, a lot of things are said in the chair that men can't talk about.
Yeah.
I'm a huge advocate for men's mental health. First of all,
Yes.
my chair is a safe haven, a
Yeah.
safe place for men to come talk to me.
For sure.
I know things about certain people that they can't even say this to
I've had
their
people
wives.
cry in my chair.
Same here.
Yeah.
Same here. And people want to act like it's not well. First of all, it's not therapy. It's not.
It's not therapy.
I'm just talking. At
But
this point.
culturally speaking, having, like, think about, this is the biggest, I'm gonna just say right now, this right here is the biggest thing. It's not for you to sell your business from, because we're not therapists, right?
No.
But the thing is, bro, the culture of barbering is it's eons. And also, man, nowadays, bro, if you're a man, just because you're a man, you're hated.
Yeah, I know.
And we as men bear so, you know what I mean?
Yeah, bro.
We as men bear so much responsibility. Where are you gonna get pampered?
Exactly.
You feel me?
Exactly.
Where are you gonna get heard and understood?
Dude, say
not
that
at the
out.
household.
No.
Sometimes.
No,
you
yeah,
know?
exactly.
Sometimes you will. You got a good partner. All that
100%.
things. You
No,
feel
yeah,
me?
100%.
You got good friends. All of those things, right? And not saying you sell your business as like, oh, I'm here for you, buddy, or whatever.
No.
But there's a sacred relationship between barber and client
yes,
that
bro.
allows you
Dude.
to feel ease and open up because you're relaxed
1000%
and you're getting
correct,
taken
dude.
care of.
Yes, dude.
So it's not a selling point, but it's a reality that culturally barbers have held space for the men.
And it does, and I will say this, and it does suck that a lot of other barbers don't treat the chair like a safe haven. They just treat it like a job, and that's totally fine. But
that's why they're charging what they're charging as well.
Exactly, dude.
In terms of experience.
Like people always want to say, well, you're charging $100. What does that come with? I'm like, well, I can't really tell you. I can tell you, but it's gonna be very similar to what other people are saying. But I can show you.
If you sit in my chair, you will have an experience like no other, bro.
1000% correct.
I've invested thousands in emotional intelligence.
Same here, dude.
You know what I
Same
mean?
here.
And in
Same
reading
here.
and all of those
Same
things.
here.
And not saying that, like, oh, you know, you got to pay me more just to be around me. I truly know that and what I've invested in, and, you know, my worth. I know my worth.
Yes, it has value in what you're trying to say.
You know?
So when people say, "Oh, it's just a haircut," cut my hair and cut my hair, bro, chacho, and let me get out. Okay, cool. Go to Supercuts for that, because I'm not gonna do that. You know, I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna talk to you. I'm gonna try and talk to you. And if you don't want to talk, cool. But just know that you're gonna get a barred ass haircut.
Exactly.
You know,
I'm gonna talk to you enough that I'm gonna meet you where you're at. If you want to talk and that's not, or you don't, that's fine. But also, you know, like I'm gonna have to talk to you, you know, in terms of what's your problems, what's your solution.
1000%.
That's my bare minimum.
1000%.
If you want to do more, if you want to do less, if you value me just for the haircut, great. If you value me for the conversation, great. You know what I mean? But this is my price, and are you willing to pay it? Great. You know, and if you want to come back, great.
Yeah. No one's forcing.
Nobody's forcing nobody nothing.
Okay, so that was a great tangent, because people need to understand that what the barber chair represents, and that is what it's our chairs, right?
Yeah,
it's a safe haven for men to say something.
Yeah,
say whatever is bothering you. It is a soundboard that's not gonna go anywhere else. First of all, men, like you said, we can't feel anything without being called pussy or fucking right.
We don't have a safe space other than the barber. I truly believe that we don't have a safe space other than the barber shop, because outside of those chairs, bro, you're dealing with reality, and then you're dealing with people in the comments saying that haircut sucks, even though he looks 10 times, 100 times better. He feels better. He got, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
and that goes back to what I was saying earlier too. Is like the person distinguishes the value of that service. If Matter of fact, if the hair, if that person distinguishes the haircut being $1,000, guess what?
Yeah, they gonna pay up.
It's $1,000.
They gonna pay up.
You know.
Yeah.
But let me be very clear here. You don't start at $100.
No, not at all.
You earn it. You earn the right to charge a premium.
Yeah.
How you said you invested in $1,000 into emotional intelligence.
Or even how to market myself.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Right, correct way, bro. Growth, it doesn't always mean to going deeper. It just means you're gonna go wider and who you're going to reach. And sometimes people just want to just have a conversation with you without having other people around you.
The thing is, people you're gonna attract who you are.
Oh, dude.
So if you don't care about your business, you're gonna attract people who don't care about your business
Or about life.
or about life.
Yeah.
So if you're somebody who shows up professionally and you're able to package that in terms of media, and the people have just seen that I do good shear work, and they come to me because they trust in, oh, it looks like you do good shear work. They don't know that, you know, the difference between my shear work and your shear work or anybody else's shear work.
Yeah, same here.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So like, and that goes, the way I can relate to that is my beard work, right?
Yeah.
Like people come to me because they have a beard or they're bald. I have people in my DMs asking me like, I'm so insecure about being bald.
Yeah.
Or this and this and that. And it's like, dude, being bald is not insecurity. It's just how you feel about it. You have a beard, I can help you. You know,
for sure.
XYZ, right? Let me restart the camera so we close.
Okay. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, because I definitely want to get into the music thing and then
It's good.
have some reflection thoughts before that because it's almost.
Oh yeah, it's good, bro. Hey, but and I don't mind if you want to do another show or if I show up again too, bro. You know what I mean? Like if you want somebody to,
I would definitely love.
if you want to run it like that, cause you know, bro.
I would love to have another episode with you on the next one.
Yeah, like no pressure, 2-3 months, you know. But like if you want somebody to riff with,
every
like
month,
you know what
bro,
I mean?
I'm down as fuck. If you're here, please let me know, bro.
It's good.
Please let me know. Every month I'm here to do this, bro.
Because I'm just here to be a soundboard for you too. Because you're the one. This is your podcast, right? So,
Right.
And it allows me space to express and be seen,
Which is great.
So I appreciate that.
There's
bro.
a lot of things that we can't cover here, but before you leave, dude, I definitely want to get into what's the next chapter for you, because I know you had mentioned music and stuff like that. So, I want to discuss like your movements in music, like why creativity doesn't live in one lane, at least for you, right?
Yeah. So one thing our mentor talked about in the barber industry, and I understand why, is that like most barbers don't have a specific talent and they're not educated, right? So it's like, what pathway can they do for them to scale, like to grow and scale and find an avenue or create a lane, right? And to create a platform.
Right.
And I love that aspect. But the problem was I didn't believe that I'm one, educated, and I'm talented.
Right.
So me doing barbering was like selling out on myself until I understood that I need to make money, and it offers me so much opportunity.
Well, yeah, you're in business to make money, and
You
I
know?
feel like a lot of barbers forget that. You're right.
Barbering gave me an understanding of business that I allowed myself to translate into how I'm going to carry myself as a musician and as an artist, because I didn't know how to make that pathway. It didn't make sense to me.
Right.
You know, and as I've been growing, the years have been growing, access to information has been growing, and leveraging tools that like resources, friends, family, people that I've accumulated all the years, and all the emotional intelligence stuff, bro, it kept bringing me back to music. Like
that's how I felt with the shop and education and the podcast, because it's like, dude, like first of all, I can't sing. I love music, but I can't sing for shit. You know, as much as I would love to get into music, but I know I have a voice, and that's how I can relate to you.
And this is where you're using it, podcasting, right?
Yeah.
You're finding your medium, your platform. You know,
I know I have raw, blunt things that I say sometimes. I'm like, if I only had that on camera, that'd be pretty cool.
But yeah, music has always been something for me, and that was the biggest conflict too. Is like, am I, I'm thinking about 5-year plans and stuff like that, and I'm like, how does music involve? I didn't know how to integrate them both. Being in LA, that was a struggle, and that transition. And now I'm finding the balance.
That's awesome, dude.
One of my last conversations with Deluxe was, it was interesting because it was hard for me to be vulnerable about music, because it's like, it's probably one of the most vulnerable and authentic things you could share with people. You know what I mean? And so like I've been growing in confidence. So it's like in music, or putting myself out there. So it's like, I was like, I always had a challenge telling him like what's pulling me away from doing the content is like other things, like wanting to do music.
I think I
And
was there with that conversation. I think.
maybe,
Maybe.
and he was like, well, just set this time aside for music. Like, it's like, it
Yeah.
was simple. It was like, oh,
Oh.
all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And then like I couldn't. It's hard to like it, but it's applying it. And so it's like now I'm finding ways to create time and scheduling and all these things for me to work on my free time, work on music or work on content, and then finding that balance. And now I'm really excited because I have like a shit ton of music that I'm ready to share for 2026.
Right.
And
Sick, dude.
now I can utilize my barber page that I've grown and developed, as well as because I don't think they should be combined. I think they can work in unison, but I want ease of interest. Like if you want to find me for barbering, this is the link, all these things. I don't want to conflict or create friction.
Right.
If you find me through there and you listen to my music, then it's good. And I have a page for that and you can find everything there.
I love that.
You know?
That's so cool, dude. I really think that could be the next chapter for you, because I mean I heard some of your music. It's great. Just let me know when it's gonna come out. That way I could definitely
January 10th. I'm gonna release one song.
Okay, cool. So
I'm releasing a song a month next year.
I will update the description because this podcast is gonna come out Monday.
Perfect.
So I'll once that comes out, send me the link. I'll post it in the description for you. That way, whoever sees it, they can look down below. I'll definitely link all of your socials too.
Yeah.
Because at this point, like, you're speaking from purpose at this point, opposed to fear, right?
Yeah.
Because growth doesn't always mean going deeper. It just means you're just finding what you want to do with yourself. Because I mean, it was that simple for you just to put time away from music.
Yeah.
For me, I'm putting time away. Like I literally like how beautiful it is. I'm able to come to work and this is my work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm able to do a podcast and not worry about XYZ. This is a beautiful thing, and I think that's where you're heading to, where you're eventually gonna be like, you know what, I think I'm gonna just spend more time on music and
it's gonna find its process, and barbering has created a pathway for me to be even able to move from Northern California to Southern California. Right. So it's moving. I understand that business a lot better now, and now it's about creating the infrastructure around music, and then having them both,
right.
Just like you going from barbering to podcasting and all of those things, and you're a father, so there's just so many dynamics that like come into play.
Right now, the way my life is set up, there's a bunch of moving parts. Luckily, like, I'm able to sit down and just kind of, to me, the way I see it is a big like screen in front of me and there's knobs. I'm just just I'm engineer of my life, right?
But that's the direction that people get to go to create freedom. Like there's that's what Gary Vee's talking about, with the expansion of AI,
right?
Because it's like before we're on the brunt work and we're just thinking about heads and cutting,
right.
But now we're engineers. You have to think, okay, why does this work? You have to think, what's going to make this better? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
In terms of content, in terms of your business,
iterations of what works.
Much,
and I love that because ever since I use AI as a tool. First of all, like, I'm not gonna front. Like, I use it to structure out my life. I'm more organized because of it, if I'm being honest with you. I use it as a journal. Right? I literally use it as a voice memo.
For sure.
I feel like I'm more centered now because of it, because I use it as a soundboard. Like, I throw something at it and it makes it sound back, and it's so cool that I can do that.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoy this podcast, dude. There's so much other things that,
bro, we could talk for
there's
hours,
there's literally a whole section that I missed just because
good.
Like, I get it, you got to drive back to Stockton. Stockton, LA.
Yeah.
But this is the closing, man. My final points are: barbering isn't capped. Just because you're a barber doesn't mean that you can stay there. Totally, there's a lot of avenues, right? For barbering. It's an endless pool of, like, you can be an educator, you can be a shop owner, you can be a one-on-one teacher like yourself. It's not just one thing. You're just behind the hair slaving.
It's such a great platform and avenue for you to be able to learn business and to be able to scale into something.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. And it definitely taught me a lot about myself and patience. And, like, I've always knew that, this is what I wanted to do. And now I'm doing it, and now I'm able to have guests like yourself on the podcast, and it's just a cool thing to do. You know what I mean?
Hey man,
you know?
it's such a blessing
You
for
know?
you to have me and invite me here, bro.
I
I'm
love that.
so grateful.
Best believe, whenever you're in town, please let me know. I'll have a structure on the fly, ready
That's
to go,
good.
dude. I'm ready to fucking go
Yeah.
at all times now. So
I know you are.
so growth costs more than money,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It'll cost you more than whatever you're thinking.
For sure.
Quitting is usually emotional and not logical.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Right. I definitely think that whenever we make an irrational decision, it could be as simple as just emotionally eating.
Yeah.
I'm not hungry, but I also feel like shit right now because of XYZ. So I'm gonna eat this fucking pot when you know damn well you're on a diet. That's as simple as I can put it.
That, to me, that's the compulsion I was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
We have compulsion, we have desires, we have Jung talks about the shadow, things that are unconscious that we just do.
So my final line is: most barbers don't quit because they can't do it. They quit because they didn't know what it would ask of them.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the times when we have a desire, like you're like, I want to start a business. You don't know you need an LLC. You don't know
Dude,
all of these things.
When I started the shop, when I went to open my barber shop, so I got the keys October 1st
Yeah.
of last year. I didn't open up fully until December 28th. Because I didn't have my all my credentials in line.
Yeah.
I was and it was more so the city like making me go do rounds and shit and do here,
Jump
go
through
here.
hoops. Yeah.
Yeah. So my grand opening for the shop is next week.
Okay.
It's year one.
Wow.
Year one completed.
Congrats.
So it's the first year. I'm super excited because I know what a professional shop looks like, and that's what I want for the city.
I say you are changing the game here in Los Banos because from what I see, there's nothing like it around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Thank you.
And but the standard, you know what I mean? Like, cause the standard, bro, it's like what you're creating, the opportunities through media and creating space for creatives and education and all these lanes,
100%. And I'm all for, giving opportunity where someone wants an opportunity. I'm not going to just single anyone out. I'll give anybody a chance. My thing is, what will you do in 90 days?
Yeah.
Will you impress me or are you going to surprise me? One of the two. one of the two.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the final thought. I mean, any final thoughts, bro?
Honestly, just grateful for here and to see like where 2026 takes us, bro.
Yeah,
it's gonna be an amazing year.
It's gonna be a great year, bro.
Yeah.
Just because I have a whole plan ready to go.
I know you do. I got my plan, bro. We rocking and rolling.
Obviously, the best thing to do is to have contingencies in case something happens. But hey, at the end of the day, what's life without?
You have a plan. Mike Tyson says, you have a plan until you get punched in the face. You feel me? And I get punched in the face a lot, so I'm used to this.
I'm used to this shit. What does Daniel say?
I don't know which one.
Bring it on, bro.
Oh yeah, let's
bring it the fuck on.
It's the mentality, bro. I love it.
Bring it the fuck on. All right, guys. I am Barber Paco. And this is Robby Blends, right?
Immaculate by Robby.
Immaculate by Robby.
Yes, sir.
I love that. So I will link all of his socials down below when you connect with Robby. And his new single is coming out next month, January 10th. I will link that in the description as soon as it drops. This podcast, whenever you listen to this podcast, it's gonna come out sooner than the song. So I will link it for him below. That way he can get his exposure because I'm trying to help. At the end of the day. And if you guys have any questions, please drop them down in the comments down below. We would love to have a conversation with you. Anything that stood out, please leave them down in the comments down below. And don't forget to subscribe, like, all the good shit. It helps with the page a lot. And I'll see you guys on the next one.
Take care. Deuces, bro.
Thank you so much. Man. Thank you.